I failed. There's actually one of the Salesforce certifications that I took 3 times to make it Salesforce Service Cloud, the Service Cloud certification. I failed that thing 3 times. And when Salesforce, the company, interviewed me in their mentorship program, I told them that that certification was my best. Hi, and welcome to part 9 of the You Can Be Anything podcast skills series. I am your host Solange Che, and thank you for joining me. Last week we talked about your background education not being a hindrance, right? Not being a blockage as to what skill you want to upskill in or reskill in. Today, I thought it wise that we should talk about something that a lot of people do not feel very comfortable talking about. A lot of people will not just sit and tell you about their experience. And that thing is failure. How many people have you met in life that actually sat down and told you how they failed at something? A lot of people don't want to talk about that. I don't know why, but I guess one of the reasons is because they feel that talking about their failure means that they are probably dumb or unintelligent, which is wrong. That is the wrong mindset about failure. That is not how I want you to look at failure as you go on this journey of learning a new skill. I want you to change your mindset towards failure. I want you to look at failure as an opportunity. I want you to not settle when you fail, but instead to pick up the pieces and move forward. A lot of people don't like to talk about how they feel at something, and I understand. Probably they don't just want you to know their weaknesses. A lot of people don't know how to be vulnerable. I don't blame them. But as you go on this journey for your own personal sanity and for your own personal growth, I want you to change your mentality towards failure. I want you to keep away all those thoughts that to have failed in something means that you are not good enough, or to have failed in something means that you cannot do it or you're not capable. I want you to look at failure as an opportunity. As my good friend Lily says it, she says, if you fail in life, it is important that you fail forward. We all have experienced failure in one way or the other. But how you handle your failure is different from how I handle mine. The way you handle your failure can make you stay at the same place, have a stagnant life. But the way I handle mine will probably just put the ladders for me to go up and up. So I want you to understand that failure does not necessarily mean that you can't do it. It could have been influenced by any other thing, or maybe you just needed to put in a little bit more effort. You needed to change the dynamics around things. You needed to change your methodology, your strategy. If you're the kind of person who fails once and gives up, then this episode is for you. If you know that kind of person, I want you to share this with them. Remind them that we have all failed. But if everybody failed in life and stayed and gave up, then there will be no great people in this life. Because even the greatest of us have failed. When you fail, I want you to look at it more like, hey, what should I do differently? Or hey, if I need to go back into this particular thing, what is it I did the other time that I can change, that I can switch buttons around a little bit? Just to see how it's gonna be. Do not give up if you fail at something. And again, as you all know, whenever I come in here, I like to bring in my own life's experiences because I say this every day. This podcast is inspired by my life. For those of you who know, yes, I am a Salesforce consultant. Do you think that it was such a smooth journey for me? Do you think that I went from academia into Salesforce and I'm doing what I'm doing today without failing? No, I failed. There's actually one of the Salesforce certifications that I took 3 times to make it, Salesforce Service Cloud, the Service Cloud certification. I failed that thing 3 times. And when Salesforce, the company, interviewed me in their mentorship program, I told them that that certification was my best. Even the super badge. So on Trailhead, there is a super badge called the Service Cloud super badge. That was my best because it was the most challenging. If I failed that certification and I gave up, I would not have been where I am today. I failed it and I tried again. I failed again and I tried again. That is the kind of mindset I want you to have. That is how I want you to look at this whole upskilling or reskilling journey. Because you fail doesn't mean that you cannot do it. It just means that you need to change things around. It just means that you need to study more on a particular part or a particular aspect of that whole skill you're learning. Please let failure not make you stop. So I know somebody has reached out to me and talked about how they failed an exams on the skill that they are learning and they feel so discouraged to move on. I just want you to know that the fact that you have failed and you have to redo it is an opportunity for you to become better. If you had probably passed on that first try, there might have been some things that you missed. But going over it again, preparing for your second try or for your third or fourth or fifth try even, makes you a master, right? This is where I come again with that aspect of practice. I just want you to know that failure, please, let failure not make you stop. People have failed exams millions of times in this world. If you talk to the most successful people out here, they will tell you that they have failed at one point in their lives. You're not the first to fail. Failure does not mean you're dumb. Failure does not mean that you cannot do it. It just means that you have to re-strategize and come back. So please, let failure not make you give up on this journey. I am so excited about this journey. I'm so excited each time I come to sit here and talk about this podcast skill series. It just makes me so happy because I know that there is that one person out there that after listening to me, they're going to get back on their books. They're going to get back to studying or to redoing whatever they were doing and just put a little bit more effort to succeed. And remember, failure here is not only about reading books and taking exams. It's also in a business. If you tried a business once and it failed, maybe it's because you were not doing something right. It's not enough. That failure is not enough for you to give up. It's an opportunity for you to revamp and come back. Go back and look at what might have caused this failure. Do an evaluation. And once that is done, you want to come back and make changes. Don't come back and do the same things. Come back with changes. And I bet you that you will succeed. Do not give up. The people who fail in life are the people who give up. If you have that mentality that there is enough for each and every one of us out here and you work for it, I bet you that there is something for you out there. You just need to find it. And let failure again not be the reason for your giving up. I hope you find some value in this. Please kindly share with your peers and reach out to me if you have any questions regarding any of the parts of the podcast skill series or my regular You Can Be Anything podcast. I'll see you next week in part 10, and for the meantime, be good to each other.